While your odds of winning the lottery seem impossible, this next story might sound even more unreal. A company just brought back an extinct animal.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, we shouldn't play God. Absolutely not. Thank you, Eden.
Thanks.
We turn now to that remarkable scientific breakthrough. 13,000 years after the last dire wolf walked the earth, scientists say they've now brought them back.
A cautionary tale for scientists.
Ecosystems are very delicately balanced, and nature is far more complicated than our ability as humans to understand it or to understand all the possible unforeseen consequences.
For the first time ever, these not-so-threatening howls are from baby dire wolves. Meet Romulus and Remus. They were born October 1st and have grown a bit in the past 6 months. Dire wolves have been extinct for more than 10,000 years. But today, Colossal Biosciences, the world's only de-extinction company, announced their successful rebirth. Now, if these animals look familiar, it's because they became famous from the series Game of Thrones, but a lot of people assumed that they were a mythical creature. I did not know we were in that business.
Well, I mean, Romulus and Remus, I don't think that story ended well. If I know my mythology, I think Romulus killed him or something.
It does sound like a good name for bringing back something from the past.
There's a wolf tie in there, but the whole thing kind of sounds like Jurassic Park.
I know, my mind is really now like, what else are they going to try to bring back?
They say it's the first time an extinct species has ever come back to life.
Scientists have predicted that by 2050, more than half of species that are alive today could become extinct. I don't want that future.
According to Beth Shapiro and her team, they extracted high-quality DNA from direwolf fossils and combined that with the genome of a gray wolf.
That animal looks like a direwolf, it will behave like a direwolf, and it is a direwolf.
Now, Colossal Bioscience says that it only made this announcement this morning, and it released a video showing what it says is the first direwolf howl to be heard in 10,000 years. Take a listen. Now that is ridiculously cute, it must be admitted. Now this US company says it extracted direwolf DNA from a 13 and 72,000-year-old tooth and skull. They used the grey wolf's genome and CRISPR gene editing technology to create their own direwolf reference genome, which was used in a sort of IVF-style pregnancy. So why do this? Well, Colossal Bioscience says bringing back this predator could actually bring back some stability to the ecosystem.
Most people think it's just a mythical creature, was actually a keystone species that was not only endemic to the United States and mostly Americas, but it was actually culturally important to some of the biggest indigenous early tribes in America. So we thought if we could use it as an opportunity where we can also develop technologies that can help wolves, we thought it was the right first project given how important wolves are to ecosystems.
So while this announcement has made the cover of Time magazine and attracted a lot of media attention, there is debate around whether these pups are technically a previously extinct or even a new species. An argument around whether this is actually something that scientists should actually concern themselves with. Prominent outlet New Scientist declared no, the direwolf has not been brought back from extinction, echoing statements from scientists in this area. And some believe we won't actually know if there are distinct differences in these pups beyond their coat until around a year from now.
The claim, I think, is a little bit exaggerated. Playing with a few top-down predators or mega fauna to catch the public eye is not contributing anything to realistic biodiversity. It'd be much better to go and not bulldoze all the forests and lose that biodiversity than to say, oh, well, we can make some species later on.
Direwolf is the first de-extinct species.
Until recently, the only way to catch a glimpse of the bygone beast was to watch Game of Thrones.
The direwolf is a sigil of your house. We were meant to have them.
But now, Texas-based Colossal Biosciences has recreated the canines by implanting fossilized genes into the gray wolf.
We've taken a gray wolf genome, a gray wolf cell, which is already genetically 99.5% identical to direwolves, and we've edited those cells at multiple places in its DNA sequence to contain the direwolf version of the DNA.
The dire wolf stood about 3.5 feet tall and could be even longer than 6 feet and weigh up to 150 pounds.
That animal looks like a dire wolf, it will behave like a dire wolf, and it is a dire wolf.
Colossal is keeping the now 6-month-old dire wolves at an undisclosed location on a 2,000-acre enclosed nature preserve. But as these dire pups grow, so does the controversy surrounding their existence. After all, Jurassic Park, which explored the concept of bringing back dinosaurs back from extinction, may have started like this. But it wound up like this. Some critics claim these new wolves aren't actually dire wolves since they share so much of their DNA with their modern-day counterparts, while others are concerned that de-extinction efforts could have unforeseen or even deadly consequences.
The bottom line is a lot of the genome we still do not understand. And so one wants to be careful if you're mucking around with genes that there may be things we don't understand. You may produce a wolf that's twice as ferocious.
Okay, good point there. And next up, Colossal plans to resurrect the woolly mammoth, which last roamed the earth 4,000 years ago. And if all goes according to plan, it could reappear as early as 2028.
I don't think they should do that. I think they should start with the dire wolf. Just keep
You think so?
right now.
This is it? Leave it here?
Leave the T-Rex alone. Don't bring back the raptors.
Because that Jurassic Park reference kind of
Yeah.
scared me a little bit, right? Can you imagine?
Yeah, we shouldn't play God. Absolutely not. Thank you, Eden.
Thanks.
And then you edit those traits that were really important for that extinct species into that DNA to bring them back. So in this case, they've edited in, very specific traits that were characteristic of direwolves to actually recreate a direwolf 13,000 years after that animal went extinct.
So what's the reason behind doing this? I mean, will they be brought back on a major scale going forward?
Well, these lived quite a long time ago, so obviously the ecosystem's changed quite a bit between then and now. But I think what this project really demonstrates is this ability to actually re-engineer lost biodiversity, which is something that is absolutely critical for our planet moving forward. We're facing huge biodiversity crises. We're still losing animals at an incredible rate, and that we're actually going to have to embrace some of these technologies to bring back some of that past or lost diversity. And I think this project really beautifully highlights the power of being able to utilize that technology.
And some online already questioning whether it's a step too far. Still, the technology is here, and scientists say it could shape the future of our ecosystem.
We produce something that is magnificent and science fiction at its finest.
Just amazing. Now, the company says one reason they chose to bring back the dire wolf is because of the importance of predators and helping revive ecosystems. Like in Yellowstone, they say reintroducing wolves help bring back beavers and songbirds. That said, the company has no plans to release any of these dire wolves, which we haven't seen ourselves, by the way, back into the wild. They do, however, hope to breed more of them, and they are also working on other animals, including the woolly mammoth and the dodo, guys.
Oh, they're working on the woolly mammoth. Okay, Liz, thank you.
Thank you. You excited about that?
No, I'm a little. For whatever reason, I'm fine with the wolves, the woolly mammoth. That scares me.
Well, I know. The dodo seems more of a friendly.
Well, you're involved in a similar project, but want to bring back the Tasmanian tiger. Is that now looking more likely?
Yeah, I mean, this is certainly showing a real finesse for these different techniques. So we work with Colossal Biosciences, who did the direwolf project, on our thylacine project, and we're using all of that technology to accelerate, the time it takes to actually get to that point of hopefully having thylacines that we could rewild back into the landscape one day.
Well, make sure you give us a call when you do. Professor Andrew Pask from the University of Melbourne, thank you.